Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Zoe, do you want to say Happy New Year? Do you? You don't want to be here, do you? No? Okay, that's fine too. But I thought I would bring in New Year by showing... Oh my goodness, this lighting is terrible. Today's actually January 2nd, and it's not January 1st, it's not the 31st, it's literally like the day after the New Year. But I thought I would open this video with a well, not newly, but I haven't worn it on film yet, and a new outfit, so that, you know, everything is fresh, including this manga haul. So this manga haul is going to be the manga that I have accumulated for Christmas. My sister will also do a manga haul that was accumulated from Christmas after this video, but this is just going to be my manga that I've gotten. A lot of the manga that me and my sister collect are more underrated manga. We like finding new stories instead of collecting things that are very popular. I know that there are a lot of mangakas that do collect more popular items in popular manga, but for us, we find more joy in collecting the underdog manga, the manga that's not very talked about or that probably hasn't been heard of at all. And yeah, that's what we like. So this is going to be me showing off the manga series that I got for Christmas. So anyway, my name is Jado for anyone that doesn't know. I do sometimes manga hauls, sometimes things that just relate to anime. Sometimes I do videos on certain anime or manga to, you know, spread the word, even though it probably doesn't get that many views. But you know what? That's okay. Maybe somebody will find it one day and be like, you know what? I should collect or I should watch this anime. If you are intrigued by that, you can go check out my other videos on my channel, leave a like and subscribe, and also you can leave a comment and tell me what manga that you like to read that you think needs more recognition, or anime that you think also needs more recognition. But anyway, she doesn't want to say hi to you guys. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to get into it now. Alright, so now with the intro out of the way, we can now start to show the manga. So the first volume that I got for this haul is volume 3 of Cinderella Closet. I have talked about Cinderella Closet before in my previous manga hauls, and boy do I love Cinderella Closet. It is great, and I definitely feel like it is an inspiring shoujo series. To me, Haruka and Hikaru are very lovable MCs, even though I am not a fan of the second male lead, Kurotaki. There's just something about him that doesn't vibe with me, and he's not giving in anything to me. So, you know, setting him aside, I think that this is it's one of the more unique shoujos, especially with the fact that Hikaru is a cross-dresser and he really enjoys dressing how he wants. So that's something that's very inspiring to me, and if it's inspiring to you too, then pick up Cinderella Closet because it is fun. Our next manga is Taman's B-Side. Taman's B-Side is a new manga, and it's about this girl who is hired as a housekeeper, but finds out that the person's apartment that she's housekeeping is actually her favorite idol, Taman. And Taman is actually a very depressed person on his own, and he looks down on himself a lot. But our MC Utage-chan wants to fix that. She wants to help him build up his confidence so that he doesn't have to be as depressed. This is the English version of the Japanese version that I had got in one of my other previous mock hauls from Kinokuniya, but after I got it I realized that, oh, you know, there's going to be an English version, so now I'll collect the English version when it comes out, and yeah. Our next manga is Love and Heart. Love and Heart is pretty much almost finished with its serialization. The 10th volume comes out in March. But anyways, Love and Heart is along more of the yandere trope kind of story, so if you enjoy that, like I do sometimes, then this might be for you. Love and Heart is a story about a college freshman, Yo, who has an encounter with a so-called childhood friend that she doesn't remember at all. From there, Yo enters a web of drama. So just who is this very suspicious Haruma? Well, the next manga is Wholesome AF. This is Love's in Sight. It captures a unique love story between a feared delinquent and a vision-impaired girl. While it's mostly on the side of comedy, I really enjoyed it because I love manga that's hilarious. I also appreciate the strong personality of the female lead, Yukiko. She's not a shy or, timid type. Also, this manga's panel styling is for Koma style, so it's not in the same format as most of these other manga, but I'm pretty sure most manga readers have read it for Koma, so I'm just saying that so you can keep it in mind. Next, I have I Was Reincarnated as the Villainess in an Otome game. This is a Tokyo pop manga. I ended up getting 3 volumes because it was interesting to me. Now, I, for some reason, love villainous mangas most of the time. The thing about this one, of course, it's gonna have, the elements of, any other regular villainous manga, but the thing about this one is that it has a twist to it in the fact that the routes are kind of messed up from where the game was. So not to spoil, but everyone has a bit of a more bizarre personality, I would say. The thing about this manga though, okay, the covers are really pretty, they're beautiful, but the spines are all the same, which is one thing I do not like. The spines could have been better Tokyo Pop. I'm so sorry, but they're so ugly, but I do really like this series and it's interesting to me, so I'll keep collecting it, but I am disappointed on the spines even though the covers are the most beautiful ever, so yeah. And hey, FYI, that's not just a crack at Tokyo Pop, because I also really hate Sublime spines as well. Sublime has the ugliest spines out of any company I've ever seen, but that's just the preference, I guess. But I personally don't like it. I personally hate it, but hey. And I know I'm not the only one, because there are plenty of people out there that think the spines are ugly, but the content is what matters. I just personally won't be buying anything that I don't really like with spines that ugly, because I can't stand looking at it on a shelf. But yeah, that's basically all I have to say, except that I'm enjoying this little series and I probably will continue to collect it even though the spines are like this, but the covers are very pretty and I like the story so far, so there we go. And here comes the Yuri manga with the potential to be a thriller, as anyone who read this would probably describe it. From the outside it seems very wholesome, but there are a lot of topics that are more dark themed. So the actual plot line of the story is that the pink-haired girl, her father is trying to get her married and she really doesn't want to because she doesn't like men. So basically the main story is about her trying to accept this fact, but ultimately she feels like she's not being true to herself, and her best friend also feels that way. So Personally, I think there's a lot of mystery surrounding the characters in this manga, especially the main characters. There's a lot of hidden motives, I feel like, and I can't wait to learn more about them. Very interesting, and it's very nice seeing wholesome, but also the main story being more serious and more deep than what it seems to be. Volume 19 of Hanako-kun, I don't have to explain, I shouldn't have to explain, so I'm not going to. Here is volume 2 of the new and popular The Summer Hikaru Died. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people that have this by now or know about this, so I'm not really going to go into detail. I'm just going to say that I really enjoy it, like a lot of people do, but, you know, it's one of those ones that's kind of like, you know, mystery but horror-ish, but supernatural-ish, but very off-putting because people are weird, but you know, it's very enjoyable to me, so I like these kinds anyway. Here's Magical Girl Incident. It's one of my favorites. Too bad it's only going to have 3 volumes and this is the second. But it has a very, very interesting premise about the magical girls that gender swap when they transform. And I love the premise and I really wish this would have been longer. I don't know when the 3rd volume is coming out, but I will obviously collect it. But I love the art style, I love the humor, I love the plot. It's very amazing. It has action scenes in it. It's just something that I really love all mushed into one, but it's so short. I can't believe it. But if you want to read a little something with literally everything in it, then please try Magical Girl Incident. I don't think you'll regret it besides it being so short. Here is another title that I don't see people picking up, really. This is The Yakuza's Bias. It is about a man that's in the Yakuza, but the daughter of his boss kind of gets him into K-pop culture, and from there just a lot of comedy and hilarity ensues. This is very funny. And also I really love the cover and the spine. Like, the spine is amazing. I think this is one of the best spines I've seen in a while because it has like foiling on it and it has like the effects like in the light. It's so nice. I love it. It's also interesting to see how the members of the Yakuza each have their own bias and why they look up to their bias, because they're, you know, thinking about it and they're talking about it, and it's very interesting to see how they compare that idol and apply it to their own lives as well. This is Shadow's House. This is a manga that I binge watched the anime to a while back when after it first aired and every episode was up, and I just completely like binge watched the whole thing in like a couple of days. But I really enjoyed it. So I've been wanting to get the manga for a while, but I saw this one that was pre-owned on Boomers for like $5.97, so I went and got it there, as I do a lot of these manga, because on Boomers a lot of times they have manga for cheaper than on Amazon sometimes, so a lot of these, yes, did come in from Boomers. But Shadow's House is a very interesting story about basically these living dolls that are serving these people who are shadow people, something like that. So the living dolls have to basically act as the shadow people's faces because they can't see their faces. So that includes their emotions, how they're feeling, and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's very interesting, and if you want to know more about it, then I suggest either watching the anime or reading it because I like it, so it might be up your alley depending on if you like this kind of thing or not. Here's another one that I don't have to explain, but the thing is I don't have volume 6 yet, so I'll just quickly flip through this because I obviously haven't read volume 6, so here we go, let's flip. This is the Holy Grail of Eris. I did not expect to love this nearly as much as I did. I looked at it online. I knew I would really like it, but I ended up really just loving this first volume because I don't know, it's has the premise of the villainous, you know, I already said this, I love the villainous types, but it's different because this young girl witnesses an execution of this woman who used to be a noblewoman that was framed, and later on she is also framed for a crime that she didn't commit, and the ghost of this woman goes into her body. So basically she's being possessed by the villainess. So I really want to know how the rest of this is going to go. I can't wait to get more volumes of this and see how this. This series is no longer Halloween. It is about a high school girl trying to get her childhood friend and crush to fall in love with her because she feels like she's fated to be with him. But she's a very impulsive and she comes off as being like the annoying second lead type of character, so for some reason she kind of irks me a little bit, but I assume that this series is about her growth as a person and for her to realize that she doesn't need to be with this guy. So I hope that in this series she can grow and she becomes a more strong female lead. So with that, I'm not sure if I'm going to continue collecting it, but we'll see. This is a Yuri manga called Whisper Me Love Song. I'm pretty sure you might have heard about it by now since it's going to get an anime in April of this year. So be on the lookout for that. I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty good. And this is the second volume. It essentially starts off with a bubbly first-year high school student named Himari, and she falls head over heels over her senpai Yuri after hearing her band perform on the first day of school. This is Boys on the Riot. Oh my gosh, it's been forever since I collected the first volume of this, and I've been waiting to get the fourth volume. I don't know what I was waiting on, but I finally got it, okay. I finally picked it up. Now this series is done, it's complete, and I have it on my shelf. But I really did enjoy this series, and I am glad that the thing with their fashion business didn't like go completely like, you know, unrealistically like, oh, we're suddenly famous and we're suddenly selling a lot of things. I love how they're showing the actual progress behind that and how it didn't just magically happen overnight. So that's one thing that I appreciate. So now we're moving on to the manhwas, which are the full color experience, and this is the Grandmaster Demon Cultivation Volume 1. Yeah, everybody knows what this is. I don't really have to explain this, and I'm not going to because I don't even know half the time what's going on, but I'm just going with the flow, letting the story take me because goodness gracious, I don't really catch what's happening. The same that happened with the anime. I think it's just me because everybody else, of course, There's a lot of people that really love demonic cultivation. I'm just saying, I get a little confused. And before you start typing, I just have to say that just because I'm personally confused doesn't mean that it's bad, okay? So that's all I have to say. I love the illustration in the background though, like look. But I love like the foiling with the lettering. It's amazing. Next up is Villains Are Destined to Die. I really love Villains Are Destined to Die. Now for this one, I can tell you that I do know what's going on, okay? I'm not confused. I love Villains Are Destined to Die. I, by now, have volume 2 and 3. I can't wait to get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whenever they come out. I mean, 4 and 5 are already out. 6 comes out in February, but... Now, I know a lot of people do have Villains Are Destined to Die, and I really do think this lives up to its potential. It is very, very good. I love the MC because she's a strong female lead who doesn't take any crap, really, because of how it was in her past life and in this life, so, you know, she's there. So, my favorite love interests are Callisto, the Prince, and the Knight Eccles. Everybody else isn't really giving, so we'll just leave them where they're at. Next up is Who Made Me a Princess Volume 1. This is so funny, especially for the first volume. This girl gets reincarnated into the book that she was reading, and she gets reincarnated into a young princess named Anthe, and her father is a ruthless king, I think, that killed her in the novel. So she tries to win him over, and it's just hilarious. Her reactions, her facial expressions, she's absolutely adorable and hilarious, and I can't wait to get more of this because I really enjoyed it. There's also a donghua coming out for Who Made Me a Princess as well. And now that we're done with the manhwa, this is a novel, the second volume to Scumvillain's Self-Saving System. I got the first volume back in one of my other manga hauls, and I had watched the donghua of Scumvillain, and it was hilarious, so I picked up the novel, and it is still hilarious. There's a lot of chaos in this volume, but it's entertaining. And here's some illustrations in the back of the novel. It's really entertaining to me, so I will keep collecting. There's not that many volumes. There's only like 3 and 4, and 4 is like extras, so I can't wait to get volume 3 to see how everything goes.